The defense minister today commissioned India's latest destroyer. It's called Imphal. It's a destroyer of the Visakhapatnam class. It is the first major warship of the Indian Navy to be named after a city in the northeast of the country. The commissioning of this warship comes at a time when there have been renewed concerns about the presence of drone attacks taking place in the Red Sea, drone attacks taking place also in the Indian Ocean. All of this represents a substantial threat as far as India is concerned. Why? Because maritime commerce in the waters of the Red Sea is something which really does keep our economy functioning. What we can now do is actually share a couple of important details for you on the nature of the threat itself. For starters, let's talk about the ship, the Chem Pluto. The Chem Pluto was a ship which was struck more than 400 kilometers west of the Indian coastline. It was struck by a drone that's been confirmed by the Indian Navy. But the vector of the attack, in other words, the direction in which the attack came from, we don't know. But it managed to limp back yesterday to Mumbai. The Navy did confirm that it was a drone strike. And it's with warships like the Imphal, which the defense minister commissioned today, that there has really been, a step, a big one, towards India inducting capabilities which could result in the ability to take out swarm drone attacks, several of which are taking place in the Red Sea or in the Indian Ocean region. So let's take a look a little bit on what the concerns actually are. And what we can share with you is this. There have been dozens of missiles which have been taken out, drones and missiles by the US Navy operating in the Red Sea. We can also share with you that the Indian Navy has surged warships into that area, that there will be a time when the Indian Navy might be required to deploy its own surface-to-air missiles, and therefore working together with other nations is something that the Navy will need to look at, particularly if a convoy system is actually implemented. Why a convoy system? Simply because it is impossible to protect large numbers of merchant marines, merchant ships, until such time as they are in convoys. They can be protected collectively from drone attacks, but the logistics required for something like that to take place, absolutely huge. So there is a new insidious threat as far as naval warfare is concerned. It's making its presence felt in the Indian Ocean. We've seen submersible and semi-submersible drones, I should say, in the Black Sea, making a rail mark. We've seen aerial drones and missiles also making a mark. We've seen the Russian Navy, suffering hits, losing warships, being pushed essentially into their naval bases, and even inside naval bases being targeted by cruise missiles, possibly drones in some cases. This is a threat which is now emerging in the Indian Ocean. What is the future? We don't really know, but it is something that needs to be addressed immediately.